My name is Kevin May, and I worked at John Martin's from the early 1980s right through until the store closed. John Martin's was solely built around South Australians. It's very hard to explain. It's very hard to explain the passion that the staff and the consumer had for John Martin's.
My name is Paul Flavel. What I would really like to do today is to talk about the history of this amazing department store, but I hope it lives on in the memories of the book and I can share that with you. When I began this project to document the history of John Martin's, I first went to what John Martin's is all about, the people. So I went out there into the community and was overwhelmed by the response of people. I had hundreds of people calling me, wanting to give their story about this department store. Many people probably don't know that the store actually began as Peters & Martin in 1866. And you can just imagine what Adelaide would have been like back then. Our family lived in the Adelaide Hills and it was always our habit to shop in the city. We would go into Johnny's and I would watch with Wanda the ladies driving the 7 lifts. And knowing this, my mum wrote a letter to Johnny's, and to all of our surprise, a letter came back asking to drop me off to spend some time operating the lifts with the ladies. I'm very pleased I've been united with these ladies once again through the course of this project and again here today.
John Martin's owned Christmas here in South Australia, literally. They had the biggest toy department. It was massive and did a huge trade with toys. The pageant topped it all off, and then when the pageant pulled up at the store in North Terrace to bring Father Christmas into John Martin's, the excitement was just unbelievable. When you went to the pageant on Saturday morning, you went down to change into your costume. It was like walking into a big television studio with all these theatre things around and people dressing up and the excitement. You could feel it in the air. One of the hardest things that I've ever had to do in my retail career was to stand up in front of all the staff and tell them that the store was going to close. There was a lot of emotion there, a lot of emotion, because a lot of those people had worked at John Martin's for 30, 40 years, never had another job.
And now we stand here today, 157 years later, since 2 men, John Martin and Otto Peters, tossed a coin in the air to decide what their small haberdashery should be called before settling on Peters & Martin. Little did these 2 men know that their store would grow into an empire under the ownership of the prolific Hayward family.
Quite strange actually to be selected as the last serving store manager to actually finally close the doors.
I feel very privileged to be part of a great icon, and to have been appointed the last store manager gives me great feeling of achievement in being part of that fantastic company.